Hello everyone, it's Techno Dog. The theme of today's video will be the comparison of the Honor 20 and the Samsung Galaxy A70 smartphones. I'll tell you about the features of these devices and how they differ. There will be links in the description below where you can see the prices of these smartphones. Before I start comparing the Honor 20 and the Samsung Galaxy A70, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and like this video. Let's get started. There are a lot of differences in the appearance of these smartphones. The Honor 20 has a glass panel case. The weight of the device is 174 grams. The length is 154.3 and the width is 74. The phone is 7.9 millimeters thick. The smartphone received a large frameless screen which occupies 84.2% of the front side. The front camera is placed in a special hole in the upper left corner. Above is an event indicator, light and proximity sensors, a microphone, and a speaker. Below is a second speaker, another microphone, and a USB-C connector. On the left is a slot for 2 nano SIM cards. On the right is a power button with a fingerprint scanner built into it and a volume key. The Samsung Galaxy A70 is bigger and heavier than its opponent. It's 10 millimeters longer and 2.7 millimeters wider than the Honor 20. The thickness is the same, 7.9 millimeters. The weight of the smartphone is 183 grams. As for the case materials, a glass panel is installed in front and plastic is used on the back and sides. The fingerprint scanner is integrated into the screen. The aspect ratio of the display on the front side is 86%, which was achieved thanks to the narrow frames and a drop-shaped cutout for the front camera. One of the smartphone speakers is located above the camera, and a microphone is located on the upper edge. The second microphone is placed on the bottom of the smartphone. There is also a USB connector, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a speaker. On the right, the developers placed a pair of volume buttons and a power button. On the opposite side is a slot for 2 SIM cards and a memory card. On the back of the Honor 20, in the upper left corner, is a module consisting of 3 cameras and a flash. Next to it is the fourth camera. The smartphone can be purchased in black, sapphire blue, and white. On the back of the Samsung Galaxy A70, a module consisting of 3 cameras is installed, and a flash is located under it. The smartphone received a plastic back panel covered with a glossy protective layer that shimmers in the light. As for the colors, it comes in black, white, and blue. There's also a coral version, which is distributed in select countries. The Honor 20 has a screen with a diagonal of 6.26 inches. An IPS matrix with a resolution of 1080 by 2340 pixels is used. The aspect ratio is 19.5:9. The screen has good brightness and detail. In the smartphone settings, you can adjust the color temperature, change the resolution, and enable vision protection. You can also hide the front camera. When you receive a notification, a black bar appears in the upper part of the screen. The Galaxy A70 has a screen with a diagonal of 6.7 inches, a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels, and an aspect ratio of 20:9. The Super AMOLED matrix gives a bright and color-rich picture that can be adjusted in the settings. The always-on display function, night mode, a blue filter, a change in the position of the control buttons, and many other useful functions can also be found in the settings. The Honor 20 runs on Android 9 Pie and the proprietary Magic UI 2.1 shell, which has much in common with the EMUI 9 shell. One of the main features of this shell is the presence of the Game Turbo 3.0 function, which optimizes the game process and provides a quick frame change. In addition, Magic UI 2.1 introduces many new features. Quick access to the Intelligent Assistant was added. The update introduced a feature called Dual SIM Switching. It allows the smartphone to automatically switch the SIM card in the presence of a weak signal. It's also worth noting the functions of video editing using artificial intelligence and health monitoring. In tandem with smartwatches, smartphones with the Magic UI 2.1 shell can keep statistics on physical activity, count calories burned, distance walked, time, and much more. The Galaxy A70 received the Android 9 Pie operating system and the proprietary shell One UI. The main part of the functional elements of the interface of this shell is located at the bottom of the screen, and a place on top is allocated for headings and their contents. One UI has a night mode that looks great on the AMOLED screen. Users can change the location of the navigation buttons or hide them and use gesture controls. The Honor 20 has a 48 megapixel main camera with a Sony IMX586 sensor. The second wide-angle lens is 16 megapixels with a viewing angle of 117 degrees. There are also two lenses with 2 megapixels each for macro and depth of field measurements. Thanks to the artificial intelligence of the camera, high-quality detailed images are created in both day and night. Video recording can be shot in 4K resolution with a frequency of 30 frames per second. There's also a 960 FPS slow-motion video recording mode. The front camera of the smartphone is 32 megapixels with electronic stabilization. It received an updated artificial intelligence algorithm in portrait mode with bokeh effect. The Samsung Galaxy A70 is equipped with 3 cameras. The main is a 32 megapixel lens for bright and clear shots at any time of the day. The second is an ultra-wide 8 megapixel camera with a 132 degree viewing angle, as well as a 5 megapixel camera designated to control the depth of field of the picture. The artificial intelligence of the camera can optimize the level of brightness, saturation, and other shooting parameters to create high-quality images. There's a detect defects function, which will tell the owner of the smartphone that you need to take a second photo in case there is incorrect blurring of the background or other undesirable traits. Video recording can be shot in 4K resolution. The 32 megapixel front camera of the Galaxy A70 has a self-focus function to control the background blur level and take bright and clear pictures at any time of the day. The Honor 20 has a powerful high-silicon Kirin 980 gaming processor with a clock frequency of 2.6 GHz. In the AnTuTu benchmark performance test, the Honor 20 scored 297,000 points. The smartphone has 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal memory. The ability to increase the amount of memory using a micro SD card is not provided. The Galaxy A70 received an 8-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor with a clock frequency of 2 GHz. The smartphone has 6 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal memory, as well as the ability to install a micro SD card. In the AnTuTu benchmark performance test, the Samsung Galaxy A70 has a modest result of 167,000 points compared to its opponent. As for the communication capabilities of the Honor 20 and the Galaxy A70, both smartphones support the AC standard dual-band Wi-Fi. The devices use Bluetooth version 5.0. An NFC module is present in both smartphones. The Honor 20 has a lithium polymer battery with a capacity of 3,750 mAh. The battery lasts for 32 hours of talk time and about 14 hours of web surfing and video viewing. The smartphone supports fast charging and charges up to 50% in 24 minutes. The Samsung Galaxy A70 has a 4,500 mAh battery. There is quick charge support. The smartphone shows a high level of autonomy. In talk mode, it can last up to 38 hours. I analyzed reviews from the owners of the Honor 20 and the Galaxy A70, and will now tell you what they write most often about these smartphones. I'll start with the negative. Honor 20 cannot insert a memory card. No 3.5mm headphone jack. Slippery body. Samsung Galaxy A70. Plastic case scratches quickly. Slow fingerprint scanner. The camera constantly blurs pictures. Positive. Honor 20. Fast fingerprint scanner. High quality photos. Long battery life. High performance. Samsung Galaxy A70. Long battery life. There's an NFC module. There is a 3.5mm headphone jack. Bright display. In conclusion, the Honor 20 is a powerful gaming smartphone with the Game Turbo 3.0 feature. In addition, it received 5 cameras that allow you to take high-quality pictures at any time of the day. But it does not have a headphone jack or the ability to install a memory card. The Samsung Galaxy A70 has a 3.5mm headphone jack, and you can put a micro SD card into it. In addition, it has a large capacity battery and a bright Super AMOLED screen. In the description box below, I've left links to online stores where you can compare prices for these smartphones. And with that, today's video comes to an end. Subscribe to the TechnoDog channel and press the bell so you don't miss the next review. Also, like this video and write in the comments what you think about these smartphones. Bye everyone.